When do you address the price with the customer?
What do you mean, when do I address it? So,
Does it not get addressed until you show the numbers?
correct. The first time my customer will see numbers is when I put that sheet in front of them. They may ask if they're walking by the car, so they'll look at the Moroni tag. But for the most part, the first time,
Is when you're showing the numbers.
correct, is when I'm showing the numbers.
All right, so I'm going to suggest that there's a better way to do this. I want you to remember something. Everything I tell you comes from somebody smarter than me. And this came from the used car operation initially, and then I've taken it to other places, and I've found other places to do it, where they address the price up front. You know, when I was trained to sell cars, I was trained never to talk price until we got to the point where we were sitting down with the numbers in front of us. You know, avoid talking price at all. They want to know what the price is, have them point the sticker. Well, that might have been good in the 80s and 90s. It ain't working in the 2000s. It's definitely not working in 2020. The problem is, I go online as a consumer. I haven't bought a car for 4 or 5 years. Last time I bought a car, I had to fight with the salesperson and the manager and the Wizard of Oz behind the screen somewhere deep in the bowels of the dealership
Yeah.
in order to get myself a good discount. Well, now what we have to do is we have to put an awfully attractive price out there in order to attract emails, phone calls, or people to show up.
Sure.
So what people have had to fight for in the past, they're now served up on a silver platter. So what I've learned is that good, smart salespeople address this price thing way early in the engagement. And it starts off with something as simple as, hey Neil, you saw our internet price, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Any questions about it?
Right to the point.
Now, what are they going to say? Most people, yeah, how much better can you do?
Yeah.
Great question. Don't blame me at all for asking that. Shoot, as a matter of fact. Neil, when's the last time you bought a car?
All right, 2 years ago.
2 years ago. All right, I'm going to guess 2 years ago when you bought that car, you had to go back and forth with a car salesman, maybe even a manager, in order to get yourself a good discount, good price, right? So you had to go back and forth, right?
Yes, sir.
How much fun was it?
It wasn't fun.
You and 300 million Americans all agree that it's the most distasteful part of the purchase process. Back and forth, confrontational, head-butting, gut-wrenching, time-wasting negotiations. Those are all words that consumers have used to describe the automotive purchase process. Mm-hmm. Neil, you're going to be glad to know that in the last couple of years, things have changed significantly, and all the changes benefit you. Neil, what you had to fight for in the past, you don't have to fight for anymore because it's given to you before you ever get here. Because if we don't give it to you, you don't get here. Neil, we weren't the only website you checked out, were we?
No.
You shopped, you may have gone on Cars.com, Car Gurus, Auto Trader. If you were looking for an Ascent, you typed in Subaru Ascent and hit the little drop-down button that says rank them from lowest price to highest priced. Unless you're crazy, then you hit highest to lowest. I'm going to guess you were lowest to highest, right?
Yes, sir.
And if we hadn't been up near the top, we wouldn't be having this conversation, would we?
We would not.
No. Look, here's a crazy thing about it, Neil. We don't even price our cars anymore. Okay, when I first got in this business, every Monday management would get together in a smoke-filled room and price the vehicles, and those were the prices for the week. We don't do that anymore. We price our cars every single day because software does the job for us.
That internet.
Well, because of the massive movement to online shopping, we have to use what we call market-based pricing. Okay? Now, what's market-based pricing? Well, market-based pricing is determined by a software package that monitors out probably 500 miles, matches every vehicle we have up in inventory with every other like vehicle within 500 miles. So and it's not what they're advertised for, it's what they're selling for. So we're having to make sure our prices are at or below market. So that, you remember, by the way, you remember how big the discount was? Very few customers do. The price was attractive, but you didn't notice that the discount was $2,422. That was a discount that you used to have to fight for. That was a discount that you used to have to sit at a salesman's desk as he went back and forth to the Wizard of Oz in order to get your best price. Doesn't happen like that anymore, okay? By the way, as a salesperson, I'm so glad it's changed. We hated that process as well. So, you were a winner before you ever set foot on this lot, Neil. The price that you saw, by the way, we will absolutely honor it, but the most important thing you can do right now is make sure the vehicle's right, because there's no such thing as a good deal on the wrong vehicle. So why don't we check out the Ascent, make sure it's right, and if it is, I promise you two things. This is going to be the most pleasant and the quickest purchase experience of your entire life. Cool?
Absolutely.
Let's go.